Welcome back to Combat Mission Battle for Normandy. This is the sticking it out scenario following on from main event. Let's go through the briefing. Situation 1100 hours, 8th of July 1944, East Buron. Earlier today, the Highland Light Infantry of Canada assaulted the town of Buron to the northwest of Caen. While the HLIC took heavy casualties, the village was secured and the battalion is consolidating its positions on the objective. While our tanks from the Fort Garry Horse have withdrawn to resupply and refuel, we have been reinforced by 245 Battery, 62 Anti-Tank Regiment Royal Artillery. They provided both 17-pounder AT guns and Wolverine tank destroyers. Standard enemy doctrine would indicate an imminent enemy counterattack. This sector of front is held by the 12th SS Hitlerjugend Panzer Division, which has a number of intact tanks and assault guns. Mission: A Company Highland Light Infantry of Canada is to hold East Buron against the expected armoured counterattack in order to maintain the momentum of Operation Charnwood. Friendly forces: A Company HLIC has taken severe casualties during the assault and is at about 60% strength. In addition to A Company, you have available two 17-pounder AT guns from 245 Battery 62 AT Regiment RA. Two Wolverine tank destroyers, also from 245 Battery 62 AT Regiment RA. One platoon B Company, 4th Battalion the Cameron Highlanders of Ottawa machine gun. One 3-inch mortar section from the Battalion Reserve. A Troop, 12 Royal Canadian Field Artillery, 4 25-pounder guns. Enemy forces: the enemy is likely to consist of mechanised infantry supported by tanks and assault guns from the 12th SS Panzer Division. No further intelligence is available. Good. Objectives: destroy Axis forces to 1,000 points. Look at the tactical map. Okay, it's interesting, the road straight into East Buron, but the main thrust is supposedly coming from this direction. Support available: 3-inch mortars and 25-pounders. Okay, let's see where we are. So that's the direction we're expecting it to come from. Is that looks like that orchard's in our setup zone. Yeah, well, obviously, because I have Wolverines in there. Okay, how are we going to do this? We've got obviously 70, looks like two 17-pounder guns, two Wolverines, and heavy machine guns. Two sets of heavy machine guns and a company of weakened infantry. Okay, this is going to be, and a little bit short on support. Thing is, we're supposed to be looking at an enemy thrust across. Let's just actually, from this sort of direction, I get an idea where we are. From this sort of direction, I guess using this track, a lot of open ground for them to cover. But yeah, a minute, let me figure this out. Any armor is going to be vulnerable. There's no covered approach for them really. They've got to come across the open ground, so they could come through the woods here, but yeah, it should be next to impossible for them to to get on top of us. I'm trying to figure out what I need to really cover here. But yeah, that's allegedly the Axis have advanced it. I would imagine they would try to use this dirt track here. They could try to come in through the flank. I don't know how imaginative the AI is going to be with this. It looks as though I can move those wherever I like. And I'm told that's going to be the axis of advance, so I can't really allow ourselves to kind of give up this this ground here. Let's see if I could get out of that. Kind of line of sight. Looks like it's pretty poor line of sight through there. You can see up onto this high ground, but then there's the dead ground here. I don't want to be in a position where we don't have this road covered as well. But I don't like the idea of putting anti-tank guns under those trees, because airburst is going to be a problem there. There's not an awful lot of cover here either. Kind of what can we see from here? I'm not really sure what I'm going to be able to do in there either. The line of sight is pretty poor. Let me get back on top of this and see what we can see. So this is a little bit awkward. I could have used that. Yeah, it looks like we've got a bit better line of sight here. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit awkward. Going to have to put some careful consideration to this one. We'll see what I come up with. Yes, here's the plan. The two anti-tank guns positioned here. I mean, it's kind of a point-blank shot if any armour gets down that road. It's got a good flank shot for anything that comes across here. The other anti-tank gun has reasonable shots, I think, across here. The line of sight is really difficult. There's lots of undulations. The two Wolverines, I have one. I've got based them on that road so that they can go wherever they need to go. They started out in this wood here, or this orchard. I don't like them in that position. They've got a decent line of sight out, but they're too exposed for me, so I'm basically keeping those in reserve. I've got the machine guns covering the front and the flank on the left flank, in case they go down that road. If they get attacked frontally along the road here, there's an infantry platoon here. I'm trying to keep the anti-tank, the Piat anti-tank weapons in reserve so that I can move them up when required. I've got another platoon in here with the same role. Again, I'm keeping the Piet back a little bit to move that forward as required. Infantry screen across here. Again, I've got the Vickers HMGs covering as much of the left flank as I can. I've got the forward observer in a decent position to call down fires and partnered up with the sniper to hopefully take out tank commanders. So that's the idea. Get any armour at range, and as the infantry closes, use the Vickers HMGs to wear them down, and also if they do manage to close in, then use the infantry screen to take them out, and use these two Wolverines hopefully to respond wherever they're needed. If there's armour coming down that road, I could always get a Wolverine in a sort of position where as soon as they crest one of these undulations, they'll be able to take them out, or just find an angle. Could maybe push him into this sort of position here and take a flank shot as they come forward. Expecting there to be self-propelled guns, maybe Sturmgeschütz, Jagdpanzers, that kind of thing. Backed up with some infantry, maybe a company plus of infantry, something like that. But we'll see how that works. But that has been the setup for sticking it out. The first turns will follow within the next few days. So hope to see you again then. Bye for now.